What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome back to MKO Boxing, aka MKO Pugilism, where we talk all things boxing. Remember, follow me on TikTok, like and subscribe on YouTube. Anyway, let's get into this. So I got to see this fight a little bit late. It would have been last night, I think, early hours of this morning, which was Janibek Canalai, if that's how you say it, versus Mikhailovich. Who's a Kiwi of Russian descent, so he's a New Zealander of Russian descent, and Janibek, of course, comes from Kazakhstan. This was a fight where Janibek very much favored to win, and he looked like he was cruising this fight from the word go. Very good boxing in the first round, was able to catch Mikhailovich very easily in the first, and he was quite dominant. He was quite, just running things essentially. Second round comes about, and he's able to really almost end the fight, and he gets Mikhailovich with a barrage of punches, and Mikhailovich is wobbled, visibly hurt, is all over the place, and eventually goes down there. But Janibek is close to the end of the round, not quite able to finish him off. And as the fight wore on, surprisingly, Mikhailovich began to get a bit stronger. He sort of grew into the fight, and the pattern of the fight was pretty simple in that you had pretty much most of the time Janibek trying to back off, trying to get space, and letting his hands go in bursts. And there were multiple times in this fight where he was able to hurt Mikhailovich, but it was like every time he'd hurt him and he'd have him going a little bit, he'd kind of step back and admire his work. And I think that was, if any criticism, that was the one criticism I'd have, is that a lot of the time where, excuse me, Alan Canelo, Janibek was hurting Mikhailovich, he would step back and admire his work rather than sort of going for the finish. And I think really going by the second round, I would think you'd want to sort of, okay, you've done that in the second round, you jump on him in the third round and try and get him out of there, really, and you go home early. But Janibek seemed to be content to allow himself to be pushed back, as Mikhailovich was really putting the pressure on Janibek. And that's one thing we got to give Mikhailovich credit for, is that he always had Janibek under constant pressure. He was almost bullying Janibek a bit. He was going in there and pretty much smothering his own work. But by him smothering his own work and giving, he was also giving Janibek no room to do his work. So Janibek would have to be content to kind of be too close to the guy, and then eventually just kind of push him off and just work uppercuts and hooks and just throw little bursts of shots. And Janibek was always doing the better work. He was always sort of winning a fight, but I'd say he wasn't always in complete control of the fight, because the other guy, Mikhailovich, was able to sort of push the action and press the fight and keep coming forward, almost sort of walking through Janibek. And then it's only when he's right up close and then Janibek's having to sort of try and push him off or try and move and then throw a burst of punches. And Janibek's work was always better, always cleaner, crisper punches. But it was Mikhailovich who was sort of the one, I would argue, that was dictating the pace, dictating how, the pace of the fight and making it a hard pace. So, yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Good win for Janibek, and good bravery from Mikhailovich. He gets eventually KO'd in the ninth round when he wobbles against the ropes, takes a burst from Janibek, and that was all she wrote. The referee quickly jumped in and waved it off because he was clearly hurt. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and until next time, it's MKO Boxing, over and out. Let me know your thoughts.